Hello, everyone. Welcome back to House of Chi Yoga. It is summer here officially, which means I spend most of my day in a swim pool, which is why I have crazy hair today. But I couldn't help it. I was in the pool and haven't made it to the shower yet. But it's time for yoga, so I don't care about any of that. I care about moving on my mat with you today. So I hope you enjoy this practice. I'll probably do about a half an hour of I'm feeling like getting some movement in, so I'll probably do some pretty good vinyasa flow type of movement. So let's begin seated, right foot over. Oh, my ankle is very tight. I'm gonna leave my foot on the ground today. It's been a few days since I've been on my mat as well, so I'm also ready to squish everything out here. So let's wiggle down, find the sitting bones, and then just take the hands and flick them, exhale out of the mouth. I'm gonna release through the head, high, low, yes and no, side to side. Just removing any energy that's kind of stuck in the body that you want to get rid of. And then we'll wiggle the toes. We'll bring the palms down to the ground and just add some rolling back through the shoulders. I'm going to still work with those exhales out of the mouth. Keep relaxing through the jaw, through the neck, and down into the shoulders. Reverse the roll. Start moving the opposite direction. And now you'll feel kind of the shoulder muscles activating, getting a little bit more warmed up. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the fingertips together, up and overhead, and just pulse them together. Keep breathing into the side spaces of the body. Interlace the fingers this time. Press them up and overhead, and now lift and lower through the chin. Oh man, even my skin feels like it's been in the pool all day. Exhale, fingertips are going back and behind for a bind. Open up the heart on the inhale. Exhale, bring it forward to a forward fold. We're going to keep moving with our breath. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you fold. Two more. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale this time as you go down. Bring the fingertips forward and add some movement through the delts. The front of the shoulder gets a nice stretch. You can gaze over the shoulder if you feel a deeper stretch here. Oh man, my words may be a little goofy tonight. I feel like I'm getting into this practice already and I'm kind of disappearing off my mat and into the movement. Big circles. That tells me I really need movement today. And then we'll hold at the bottom. Keep the feet active. Walk the hands forward. If you want to add a little bit more neck work here, you can just lift and lower very gently, just opening up the spaces in the top vertebrae. And then bringing the head in line with the rest of the spine. So not hanging heavy, not lifting high, but just neutral. And see if you can float one palm and then the other. If your bottom is starting to lift up and move forward, pull the sits bones down, stay active. One more each side, and then inhale, roll it up nice and slow. Hands to same side knee. Exhale, lower all the way down. Maybe your forehead can touch the floor. Inhale, roll it up. Push through the sitting bones, unroll the spine. Exhale, all the way through, maybe forehead to floor. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you unroll. This time, bring it back to neutral. Let the arms go right to left. Ooh, I got some nice cracks out of the spine. Landing on a right side spinal twist. Just lift up through the chest. And then come back to neutral and circle towards the left elbow crease. And try not to hit the mic here. Do my best. Now, right side body and serratus anterior. So I'm going to keep the sits bones pulling down. Open up the side and then squeeze my arm back to the floor. Open on the inhale, exhale, contract. Right underneath the armpit, right through the rib cage. Keep working. Last one. This time the right hand catches the head. You can press the head back. I'm going to also use this hand to push the hip down, the knee down. And then add some movement from the right elbow, just opening up the back space. Back through center. Let's switch our feet. So if you have one foot in front, just go ahead and move the other one in front. Sits bones down, hands to the floor. Press the hands into the floor so you feel the wrists and the forearms. I'm going to move front to back, right to left. Maybe some circling movements, getting some weight down in the wrist, activating the whole hand, every fingertip. And then bringing the hands behind the head, pull navel to spine, add a very small hinge to start. Check in. We are incorporating back muscle, but we're not relying just on the back. We're incorporating the hips, the glutes, the core. We're pulling navel to spine. That's going to start shooting us backward towards the neutral spine. Last one. And then hold at that hover and gentle rotations right to left. Work on wringing out the vertebrae. You may feel a little limiting in your breathing here. Breathe into that. Exhale deeply. Get rid of any stuck, stale air here. Back through center. Take the fingertips and just flick them up and away from the body. Exhale out of the mouth. And then exhale over to a left side spinal twist. Inhale as you lift. Exhale back through neutral. Circle towards right elbow crease. I do have a mirror behind my phone and my hair is quite charming today, I have to tell you. I honestly just can't wait to move and then eat a fat dinner and take a fat shower. That is the goal. And then through center, we're going to inhale, left palm up, keep the sits bones down, exhale, pull it down. So you're stretching on the inhale. You're exhaling to contract, to find the muscles. One more. This time, left hand goes behind the head, press the head into the palm, open it up. I'm going to use this front hand to push the knee down. And then any movement from that left arm. Coming back through center, use the hands to bring the knees close. Take the feet in line with the hips, and then just add a little heel toe. So it can kind of be anything you want. You're just looking for mobility on the ankles. Take a roll on the spine, keeping the thighs close to the belly. Feel some nice rounding through the spine here. One more, we'll land on our back, and then pull the hips down, point the toes, one leg, and then the other. You're pulsing navel to spine, and you're trying to bring your thigh as close as you can to the belly. So you're starting to open up through the hamstrings, but you also feel those abdominal muscles working. Let's go for 10, 9, keep breathing. 6, maybe go a little deeper with the stretch. 4, 3, 2, whichever leg is in, just stay there. Press the palms down towards the ground energetically, and then reach forward and hold, squeeze. Now just rotate the palms up and down. 3, 2, palms stay up, switch legs, pull thigh to belly, reach forward, add your palm flip. 3, 2, 1, hands go behind the head, bring both knees in and go straight to a bicycle. So if your low back is popping up off the floor, suction it down. You want to pull everything in towards the floor. 3, 2, feet go to hips distance. Flick your fingertips forward. You're straight into a crunch. I like going shoulder to same side, or shoulder straight forward, but I'm going same side, hand to shoulder. 3, keep doing the same movement. Take the right foot out on the flex. You're just at a hover. This is going to challenge you a little deeper. And then hold, switch your foot. Same thing, flexed. Check in with the low spine. My abs are burning. 3, 2, last one, hold. Try to extend both out. Let's go one more set. 5, hi, 4, squeeze. 3, 2, oh my gosh, 1, hold. Bring the knees in. Circle around. Hopefully you can see my head up here. You can't really see my screen, so I'm not sure. Okay, relax. Let the knees go right to left. Get back into your breathing. And then from there, we're going to roll knees to the right side. Left arm just takes a couple sweeping circles to unroll the shoulder. And then the thumbs are going right to that top hip to press it out. It's just a little moment of self-massage. Check in with the body. Moment of gratitude for the body. And then back through center and switch. Top arm does a few circles. Bring awareness to the body, hands to the hips. Check in with everything, make sure everything's going okay. We're grateful for our bodies today. And back through center, legs up in the air, shake it out. Now, if you can reach your feet, great. You're gonna reach your feet and mess with your toes a little bit. If you can't reach your feet, just bend one and then do one at a time. But either way, we're just kind of playing with the toes. We're moving them around. We're trying to get some cracks and pops out of them. And then anywhere you can touch along the foot. Now grabbing either the outsides of the calves or the outside of the feet. Exhale as you bring the knees wide and knees to a 90. And just take a little rock right to left. I like to keep my back flat on the ground here. And then as I rock, I can feel some little massage on the back. Then I'm going to use momentum to roll it to one side, press it up through center, and come forward to quadruped. Tuck the toes underneath, push weight back into the feet. Ooh, I've not been doing much yoga, and I can feel it in my body. My toes, my ankles. Now shifting forward, little toe taps in and out. Close your eyes, feel the outer hip. Pull your navel to your spine. Now try to lift the heels up higher and tap in and out. So they're a little bit more of a hamstring curl, and then you're getting that internal rotation. Keep the toes out wide, lengthen the legs, walk the hands back to a forward fold. Hi, you can take opposite elbow. You can start hovering the body, bending the knees, push into the big toes. And then from center, inhale to a flat back. If you need fingertips on the ground, if you need blocks, I'm going to do hands flat because I have long arms, so it's pretty easy for me to get my hands down there. But whatever you need, go ahead and stop and get a block if you need it. Let's do some movements through the spine from here. So I'm trying to keep the spine as long as I can, from tailbone to ground. Head isn't hanging, it's level with the shoulders. And then I'm just allowing the movement in the body. You can pull the hips and ribs close. You can push them away from each other. You can figure eight the sits bones. You can circle the hips. Any movement, just let your body move for a moment. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll walk it either hands forward, or if you're at the top of your mat, walk the feet back. And just push into the toes to shift forward. Feel the pecs firing up. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Bring it forward, hold. And press it back. One more. This time stay forward. Every fingertip is holding. Do little toe walks right to left. I'm staying outside my mat. Head is in line with the shoulders, and my gaze is over the fingertips. So if you're way far back, you're not getting a good angle on the wrist, and you can cause a lot of injury there. So we really want to make sure we have wrist, elbow, shoulder in one line, and the hands are pushing us away. Upper back too can be lifting towards the ceiling. Stay over on the right side. So my feet are on the right side. I'm going to sink to my left heel. Side body's working. Inhale as you lift the right arm. Exhale as you roll it back down. Go to plank. Roll back to the left heel. Inhale, unroll. Exhale, back to plank. One more. Feel the side body working. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it down. Step it back to a regular plank. Knees down. Inhale, left palm rise. We're moving with our breath. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift the left palm up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach, and hold the stretch this time. You can reach the arm as far as you want. You can reach the top hand, the right hand forward. You can use the right hand to push the hip back. I like making sure I'm creating space from the rib cage to the hip line on this side, and then I'm not losing the stretch. You can take the right toes out and look up towards the ceiling. You just want to be careful of not crunching the spine here, the neck here. I'm keeping the distance in the neck. And then if your knee's out, bring your knee back in first, and then we'll unroll. Take the left hand behind the head and press the head up. Feel the back body working, and release. Press it up. Feel the back body, especially the rhomboid underneath the scapula. 3 more. Press and release. Press and release. 1 more. Hold it here. Hold it here. Maybe see how far you can twist, rotate through the spine, and release. Shake it out. We're going to take it to a normal stance, downward facing dog, and bounce on the balls of our feet. While we're bouncing, we're shaking the legs. We're shaking through the fascia system. We're shaking the body around. We want to feel the shake happen, so don't worry about, oh gosh, what does this look like? Heck no, Joe. Shake it, let it jiggle, let it bounce. We want to let it go. And then holding static, let's shift forward to plank and walk to the left side this time. Now the right heel goes to the ground. Inhale, left palm up. Exhale, roll back down plank. Right heel to the ground. Feel the side body. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. 1 more. Back to side plank. Inhale, hold. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Feel the core working. And then bring it back down through center. Before we go into our stretch, we're going to do a couple push-ups here. I always lower my knees for my push-ups. That's a personal choice. You can do whatever kind of push-up you want to do. I also don't go down very far. I have a pretty weak push-up. I'm working on it. This is much better than it was last year. And child's pose, flip the palms up just for a breath here. Rolling back forward. Now we'll inhale the right palm up. Exhale, moving with the breath. We thread under first. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread. Inhale, lift. This time we can hold the stretch, reach whatever version you took on the other side. If you're going gaze up, just make sure there's no crunching in the neck. You're keeping the space. I can't stop thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner today. I'm so excited. I also don't know, but I'm excited whatever it's going to be. Press it up through center. Right hand goes to the back of the head. Press the head into the palm. Squeeze the scaps and release. Press, feel the neck muscles working, and release. If you need to, close your eyes. I want you to feel right underneath the scapula. Focus right underneath the scapula. One more time. Hold. Squeeze the scap in. Maybe go to a deeper twist, deeper rotation. And release it down. Shake the arm out. And take it toward downward facing dog. Any kind of movement you need here, you can go back to your shakes, your vibrations. You can walk the feet out. I'm going to take one hand, flip it under, and stretch out the wrist. And then go ahead and do the other side. Hand flips under, wrist stretch. And now both step or hop to the top. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, sink it down to chair pose. Slide the hands across the body and up. Hold, reach for the sky. Take the thumbs and rotate them behind you. Keep holding. Chest is nice and open and broad. Shoulders are soft. Add a little pull straight down. Check in heel to toe here. I can see myself in the mirror and I may be chopping my head off today when I go to stand. Inhale, rise. Hoya, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale through your chaturanga. Problems being tall. I'm always chopping my head off in videos. Downward facing. Inhale, right toes rise. Exhale, knee to nose, curl and round, 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 round. Keep holding. Pull your thigh to your belly. And I'll place the right foot inside, right thumb, lower back heel. We're going to stay here, fingertips frame. I'm shifting forward so my back leg is long. It's nice and light. Lift the heel. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. So from here, my back leg is long. I'm not weighted down on my knee. So now, lift up and just add a little tap towards midline and back through center. If it's too much on your knee, go ahead and get something to place underneath your knee, either another yoga mat, or you can grab a little towel, whatever you have handy, a blanket, a pillow, just so that you're not putting too much pressure on the knee. But you can also just stay pretty energetic in the legs, and it shouldn't feel like too much. So now I'm going to hold that internal rotation. Foot goes down, and my right arm goes to the inside. Now, depending on your mobility in this front ankle, you can maybe shift forward a little bit. You can see that this front knee, for me, my knee is over my toe. I'm not holding in a 90. So that's going to be personal preference. That's going to be your own mobility level. But I'm going to try to sink forward, get some work in the ankle here. I feel a little knee over toe. I feel hips. And then you can also open up the top arm for a stretch as well. Let's hold for one breath. As we exhale, we bring the left hand back down. We re-square forward and come to a high lunge. Now my back knee is up off the floor. Hug the hips together, unroll. Hands close to the body. And shake the hands up and overhead to let it go. Still pushing into the back toes. Sapana Mudra, which is thumbs crossed, first fingers together. We're going to just create this circle in the upper back. So I'm using the connection of the hands to help me stay balanced. I'm using the abdominal muscles to help me move. I'm working through the rib cage. Keep using the toes for balance. Last one. And then left elbow goes to right knee. Open up the heart in your high lunge twist. Make sure I don't hit the microphone there. Maybe you gaze towards the right side or up towards the ceiling. Let's open and close the hands if you can add movement. If not, stay here and breathe. If you want to move with me, inhale, arms open. Exhale, close. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. Try to load up on the front leg. Hit chair pose. Just for a moment, that right leg still is working. Only the right leg stays. Left heel extends back to warrior 3. And then bring it to chair. Breathe. Left heel back, warrior 3. Back to chair. 1 more. Extend back. Exhale, chair pose, interlace the fingers, push them forward. Now you're kind of rocking the hips up and down. And my toes, you can see they're pushing forward, and then they're opening and pushing wide. Oh, my hair kills me every time I see myself in the mirror. I promise I'll shower. Okay, holding the toes wide, sink it down, taking the hands apart, and then just shift forward in your flying frog. So pretty much my arms are holding the weight. I'm using my elbows to press the knees wide. And then as we bring the weight back into the feet, I'm going to lift the butt up and hold at a hover. Now my toes are still out, still in Malasana. Keep holding. 3. Push the feet down, hug the hips in, squeeze your butt muscles. 2. Keep squeezing your butt muscles. Think about pulling your heel towards your sits bones. Inhale to stand, toes forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat. Exhale through your version, chaturanga. You can add a couple more push-ups here. Keep the chest nice and broad. And then all the way through our cobra pose. So if you saw my fingertips, they kind of pivoted out. I just want to make sure there's lots of space in the chest here. So I love to take my hands, or my fingertips particularly, a little bit wider so there's lots of room for expansion. Bringing the chin down, bringing the hips up, stepping to our downward facing dog. Anything you need here, I'm going to bounce and shake it out and let it go. Moving to our left side, inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, knee to nose, you're rolling through. Roll, 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 roll. Squeeze thigh to belly, keep holding. Push the upper back towards the ceiling. Left foot inside, left thumb, lower the back knee. So now I'm going to stay here and do that same movement. Shifting forward, my back leg is nice and long. Back heel comes up. I'm going to internally rotate, tap the toes towards midline, and then back in line with the hip. So again, your range of motion, this may be too much for you. If so, just work on the heel up, no problem. Or you can just lift the heel and bring it in and hold there. So just kind of play with it, see what feels good. If you have super tight hip flexors, you may struggle with this one, which is common. Everyone today has super tight hip flexors. I do yoga all the time, and my hip flexors are constantly too tight and giving me some pain. So that's why I do a lot of yoga, actually, for my hip flexors. Okay, now we're going to hold the internal rotation and check in with your range of motion on this front ankle and knee. So this one must be much tighter. My heel won't stay on the ground. So I'm just going to try to sink into it. Ooh, I feel that stretch. Maybe hand to the inside, making sure that knee stays open. Maybe you can take the top arm up. Keep breathing. This is an active stretch pose. I actually feel my back glute getting a stretch here, which is weird, but okay, I'll take it. One more breath. Exhale, bring it down. Now we're going to square forward to our high lunge stance, and we lift up off the floor. Hug the hips in, bring the hands close to the body, and flick away. Get rid of it. Now, Sapana Mudra, I'm going to restabilize, make sure my abs are working, and circle. If you remember which direction you circled last time, try to go opposite direction. If not, no big deal. Maybe next time I just remember to say it on the first round so you can pay more attention. Do a few more. Keep pushing into the toes. 3, 2, hi, almost fell over. 1, bringing hands to heart. We're loading forward to this front leg. Chair pose, stay here. Inhale, right heel extends back, warrior 3. Exhale, sink it to chair. Take it back, right heel extends. Exhale, chair. One more, right heel extends. Exhale, chair pose, interlace the fingers. This time, we're sinking and just rolling straight front to back. So fire up the glutes. Think about pulling the heels straight to the butt. Soft shoulders, soft shoulders, soft breathing. You can stay here, or you can keep the heels up and work for a toe hold. Toe hold, that's jujitsu. Toe stand is yoga. I'm getting my sports mixed up here. And now exhale, sink. Depending on your range of motion, you may be able to come all the way down. That was funny. So if you don't have this full range of motion, then no big deal. You can just roll onto the back and release the legs. I like taking my knees straight to my armpits and wiggling to empty out the lymph system in the armpit area. Now, whatever you need to do to start coming back into a forward fold position. So I'm going to walk myself forward. Now, as I walk myself forward, I have space to shoot my hips up and back. And then I can inhale as I roll up, palms reach to the sky. Right hand, right hip, left hip bends, or excuse me, left hip is going to push out and away from the midline of the body. Keep breathing. Back through center, inhale, rise. Left hand, left hip, push the right hip out, away from midline. And back through center. Take the hands to the low back and just push the hips forward. Now I'm not only pushing forward, I'm going forward and dragging down, creating some traction to pull down. I'm getting some length here in my tailbone. My head's still chopped off. I better scooch it on back. Apologies if you had to do this yoga class with my head chopped off. Bringing it back through center. Let me wiggle my mat back just a tad. See if that helps. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna do a little bit of fast flow, get the heart rate up one more time, and then take it to a cool down hip stretch. So rolling on heel to toe, we're gonna do some vinyasas. Planting through the feet, inhale, rise. I'm gonna go fingertips to opposite shoulder, elbow. Exhale to a fold. Inhale, flat. Exhale through your version, chaturanga. Inhale through cobra. Exhale through downward facing. Roll forward, hold. From plank, reach the fingertips forward. And then last set, plant the palms, knees down, chaturanga. Cobra, back to downward facing. Bend the knees, step or hop up. Inhale, flat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll to stand. Palms rise. Exhale, straight to a fold. Inhale to flat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale through cobra. They're quick breaths. Exhale, back to down dog. Side plank on the left side. So my left heel went down to the floor. You can hold, you can float the foot, you can lift it up even higher. Woo, keep breathing. And then bring the right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale as you rise to high lunge. Exhale as you bring the hands down and float the right foot back. Lower chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing. Right away. Right side plank. So my right heel goes down, left palm up. Float the foot if you want, maybe a little higher. Left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, float the hands down. Left foot back, chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing. Keep moving. Step or hop to the top. Inhale, flat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll it up. Fingertips to opposite elbow. Exhale, fold. We're going through one more. Inhale, flat. Exhale, your version, chaturanga. Cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Right toes rise. Bend the knee, open the hip. Bring the right toes back tall. Bring the right foot to the top in the center of your mat. Now this is a little trickier. My back heel is going to lower and my front toe is going to pivot. So they're both kind of facing this left wall. Now you can stay here, hands down. You can bring hands to heart. You can maybe take them overhead and float the left toes up. Keep breathing. Hands to the floor, square forward so everything shifts forward. Pull the right heel to the butt, stay there. Squeeze, 2, 1. Right heel goes high. You can stay here or you can flip your dog. Now my hips and my knees are squared. Open the heart. Bring the hips down as you flip back to our chaturanga. Cobra. Downward facing. Inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Left foot center, top of the mat. Back heel down. Now I'm going to turn my toes towards the side. You can stay here, hands to heart. Maybe float the right toes like a skandasana. I'm going to take palms up for one more breath. Exhale, hands to the floor, square everything forward. Now pull the left heel to the butt. Hold, hold, hold. Inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, flip your dog if you'd like. Hips, chest, shoulders squared to the ceiling. Bring the hips down, find plank. Full chaturanga to the floor. Fingertips go wide. Inhale to lift. Stretch out the front body. Use the breath. Pull the back muscles down, lifting open through the front ribs. Let's do 2 more. It feels so nice. Last one. Hey. Let's go toes together. Knees super wide for a deeper stretch on the hips in child's pose. If you have a partner with you and you're practicing together, give yourself a little booty stretch. You can take your hands to your partner and just press across the sacrum and the outer hip, sacrum and the outer hip. Nothing too hard. Always check in with your partner first. See how just gentle pressure feels first. And then we're going to shift forward and go to our pigeon pose. Oh, if you're massaging partners, please push pause on the video and enjoy your massage first. So left foot forward. I always take my left foot forward. I don't know why. It doesn't matter which one you take forward. Flex the front foot. Bring this top hip to squared. Now, as you lift, you'll feel a nice deep psoas stretch there. I do everything on the right side first, except for pigeon. Every time, I don't know why, I always call left. Tis a mystery. Okay, you can do whatever you want here. You can add some rotations. You can add some rolling. We're just trying to make sure our hips stay squared so we feel that front psoas, and then we feel that opposite side hip. Taking a breath at the bottom. Let's hold here for a moment and breathe. If you feel that front knee, then just engage the front foot more or pull the heel closer to the body. I'm going to come back up, add one more thing. So my right leg is back. My left hand is going to circle back to bind onto the foot or the ankle, and then pull the heel towards the butt. Now, if you're low, this feels good, stay here. If you want to try something a little deeper, release the back leg first, just so you're not holding a stretch there. Come up tall and then try it again. You might feel the deeper stretch. Ooh, my hip flexors. Gently release. And then sit on the front hip, bring the leg around. Let's tap out the feet. Do a little windshield wipe. Feet go wide, you internally rotate the knee. And then whichever side needs to stay forward, come forward, back leg goes back. So right now my front hip, I'm sitting on it. I want to lift, square, activate front foot, unroll the back leg. Now as I lift tall, I feel this front side psoas. Same thing on this side. If you feel the knee, activate the front leg, more of the foot, and you can pull the heel closer to the body. If you took any movement or anything on the other side, go ahead and add something on this side, just to go back into the same dynamics for the body. And then we'll take a breath at the bottom, deeply relaxing into the hips. And if you want to add on that last part, my left leg is back, my right arm will circle up and reach for the bind. You can pull the heel to the butt here. Ooh, that feels tight. And if you want to go for the other version, just let off the stretch a little bit. Come up tall. Now you're getting that stretch through the psoas. And as you pull the heel in, you're hitting the hip flexors deeper. Taking one more breath. Gently releasing. Sit on this front side hip. Bring the legs in. Let's go gentle butterfly. Lots of space from heel to groin. And just kind of shake out the legs and the hips here. And then we'll bring them in closer if you want to. So as the heel's coming close, we hit these tighter, shorter muscles in the groin. As they go out farther, we hit the longer groin muscles. Groin inner thighs, really what I meant there. I'm so happy I was able to get on my mat today. It's summer starts and school ends, and it's just crazy chaos all around. So I'm so happy that I got to be here today. For you and for me. I needed it so badly. I think I've been bickering with my kids too much. I really needed some good yoga time. Let's take it onto our back. Anything you'd like to finish here, you can take the legs up in the air. Always just kind of free form shavasana at the end of the videos. So taking the time to finish up your practice with anything you feel like you may still need in your body. Feeling like I need a little bit of figure 4. Hit that outer hip area. And then I'm going to go into feet super wide, knees in, and just press across the hip flexors below the hip bone. So it's kind of hip bone, and then fingers track along the area towards the inner thigh. Soften the belly muscles here. Breathe deep into the belly. And then walk the feet back in line with the hips. Take the hands, create fists. So the top knuckles are going to go on each side of the spine. So I keep my fists, I lift my hips up. I get my knuckles right on each side of the spine in the low back. And then I just gently bring my weight down and wiggle around here. Feel the QL muscles softening. You can just keep lifting and shifting the hands, hitting anywhere along the back that feels good. And then gently coming to stillness. I hope you enjoyed that practice as much as I did. I was so happy that whole time. Please stay here as long as you'd like for your final Shavasana. Enjoy, maybe turn a nice song on, maybe enjoy silence. Maybe you have a little kid or a puppy or something you can cuddle with for a moment. But it's dinner time for me, so I'm out. It's time to eat finally. Inhale, palms rise if you're with me. Exhale, hands to your heart. Thank you so much for letting me practice with you today. And I'll see you next time on the House of Chi.